Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever, wherever you're watching this. I am the CHALL, and today Chall chats Bromley. Their captain, Byron Webster, the former Doncaster Rovers player among many other clubs, has signed a brand new contract with the Ravens. Of course, promoted to the EFL for the first time in its history, and Byron Webster will be there for their first EFL campaign. Now, before we get started with the details and my thoughts, make sure you do like, comment, subscribe. Click the notification bell so you never miss another YouTube video. We are on the road to 3,000 subscribers and 500,000 views. Let's get there as soon as possible, please. And for now, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, let's get into all the details, the statements, and also my thoughts on the signing of Byron Webster to a brand new contract over at Bromley. So here's the facts of what we know. Bromley captain Byron Webster has signed a new deal to remain with the newly promoted League Two club. This is from BBC Sport. The 37-year-old signs his new contract off the back of scoring the winning penalty in their National League promotion final against Solihull Moors at Wembley back in May. Now, in terms of the official length of the contract, according to the club website, also according to BBC Sport for the official information from there as well, the contract itself will be a 1 year deal, and the captain, of course, will, of course, with this new deal, remain the captain of Bromley Football Club. So, let's give you a bit of background on Byron Webster. He made his first team debut aged 17 for York City against Burton Albion in the Conference National back in 2004. He's been a Bromley player since 2020 and has achieved two English Football League playoff final successes in 2013 and 2017 with Yeovil Town and Millwall respectively. He's also won the 2021-22 FA Trophy with the Ravens alongside their 2024 playoff final success this summer. So Byron Webster is a very experienced player. Now, Doncaster Rovers fans watching this will recognise that name as well, because of course, between 2009 and 2011, he had an experience of playing with us. We brought him in, of course. He had a trial with Bury back in July of the 2009 year before leaving to trial with Doncaster Rovers. Now, it was quoted a composed performance against Wolves in a pre-season friendly, and Sean O'Driscoll wants to complete a deal for him to sign. And he signed on an initial 2 year deal for an undisclosed fee in August of that year. He made his debut in a 1-0 win away at Notts County in the League Cup first round in the same month. He then joined League Two club Hereford on in 2010 on a 1 month loan. During his time at Doncaster, he went on two loans, Hereford and Northampton, before making the Northampton move permanent for the 2011-2012 season. So he hasn't been with Rovers for long, just a couple of seasons during the Championship campaign, and was in fact loaned out for one of those for a period of one of those seasons, and or a couple of those well, one season, 2010, 2011. And Byron Webster is an experienced player across the Football League. When you look in his total appearances for all the clubs he's played for, Bromley's the club he's played the most games for with 134, followed by 5 years he spent at Millwall. And of course, following that is the couple of seasons spent at Yeovil Town. So obviously, this guy's a very experienced man, and here's why I think this is the best move Bromley could have made. So here's why Byron Webster signing a brand new contract for the Ravens is the best move. First of all, it's the kind of experience you need at this particular level. He's won in the playoffs in the Football League twice. He's won the playoff to get into the Football League with Bromley this past season. So he's got major experience in these playoff situations. He knows what it takes to take the next step up. You know, Byron Webster is an EFL player. He's a Football League player. And he comes down to Bromley, and he's been with them since 2020, and he's taken them up to a certain level where they can get into the Football League. And now they're here for the first time, and it's a very, very good idea to keep them on a 1 year. Well, it looks like a 1 year deal anyway. It wasn't officially mentioned on the club statement or the BBC Sport page article, but Transfer Market are suggesting that it's a 1 year contract. So that's the assumption we're going to go off at this stage, that it's assumed to be a 1 year contract. But like I said, Byron Webster, very experienced defender, a rock at the back for Bromley. He's been a very good stopper at the back. Very experienced defender, knows the right areas. His senior football intelligence is beyond the majority of players' years. Um, Very intelligent, experienced defender. He might be one of the older players in football right now at the top end scale, of the professional side of the game. But there's no denying that man's experience. There's no denying that man's talent at that age. Even at that age, it's just remarkable. Bromley made a really good decision. They also kept Reynolds on a brand new contract as well. Again, I think that's a decent move. So I think getting those two players tied down was a good start for Bromley. Now they need to start looking at signings, and there is names out there. I've got no doubt there's names out there that I'm sure Andy Woodman will look at for the summer. And look, don't get me wrong. I think that Bromley have got some good choices out there. They can invest in the National League, look at the National League South. They can look at the Scottish market, the Irish market. They can look at League One potentially as well. I'm sure there's players in there that I think could be good targets for Bromley. And I might end up doing a proper video looking at Bromley targets. But for me personally, I just think that Bromley are in my opinion, a good position. I wouldn't say they're in the best position. If I'm being perfectly honest, do I think that squad stays in League Two this campaign? Maybe not. I at the minute, in terms of where I think they are, if I'm being brutally honest, I think Bromley are at that kind of stage where they could just go down or just survive, because if we kind of assess the field a bit here, I think Morecambe and Swindon's off-field problems could provide some real on-pitch issues. Don't get me wrong, Swindon have got a great manager in Mark Kennedy. They've brought in some good players already, of the quality of this division. Do I think it's anything? Do I think Swindon will go above mid-table? Probably not. But I feel like Swindon are in a position where they've got a decent enough squad of talent to take them further, or try and keep them further. But again, the off pitch problems could end up costing Swindon by the end of it. Bromley, for me, again, I think they're another squad that I think either just have enough to stay up or just have enough to go down. I think they need at least a few additions to really bulk up the quality of that squad. I know financially Bromley will probably be against the wind, but I think that Bromley, for me, have the capabilities of doing it. We saw what Crawley did. Yes, they've got this American backed Wagme ownership, but if you look at the signs they made last season, you know, many people say it was a National League South squad pretty much, and nearly everyone predicted Crawley to go down last season, and look at them now, playoff finalists. Some won the playoffs, so Crawley are in League One now, and they're going to keep investing. They're going to keep bringing in the players that they need to fit their system, fit the style of recruitment they've been doing recently that's made them successful this past year, and try and give League One as good a go as they can. I don't think Bromley's that rich. I don't think Bromley's as rich as as the majority of the other clubs in the league this year. But what they can be smart about is picking up those gems from lower down, National League South, non-leagues, grassroots. Pick up the gems in the local area, pick up the gems in the National League and National League South, and you could have a potential squad there. And I've always gone off the formula of it's not about the money you spend, it's about how you spend what you've got. And if Bromley are smart about this, I think they can do better than a lot of people may predict they might do. Again, look at the other of the three teams that could be in trouble this year. I think Morecambe, with their off-field problems, it just gets worse and worse. So obviously Derek Adams is back for a third time regardless, but I have serious doubts about Morecambe unless a takeover is pending. So there's three clubs there. There's a couple of others maybe that might struggle. I think Newport, depending what happens on the managerial situation, could be in a spot of bother. Obviously Harrogate did all right last year, but can they do it again this year? We'll see what happens. So there's a few clubs in there that could be in trouble. Everyone says Chesterfield back-to-back promotions. No, it's not, and the reason why I think that is because they need to improve that defence, because the amount of goals they conceded was actually more than Notts County when they went up. So I think if Chesterfield need to improve the quality in the back line just to notch it up a bit, and then they got a chance of making a top 10, top 12 finish maybe. But I'd say Bromley need to bring in a few players now, bring in some new signings to really bulk up the squad. But in terms of starting the window, in terms of completing the beginning of the business by getting Reynolds on a brand new contract and now getting Byron Webster on a brand new contract, I think that's a good start. You've got some experience there, and I think that's a good foundation to build on. So, congratulations to Byron Webster. Looking forward to seeing you back in Doncaster for the upcoming season when Donny played Bromley both times. Obviously at our ground and then at your ground, but we shall see. But ladies and gentlemen, thank you very, very much for watching this video. Make sure you do like, comment, subscribe. And for now, I'm the CHALL. Ta for now. That's full time. Mean that badge to you.